ladies and gentlemen. Dave and Alex.
The Pop 10.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pop 10. It is August 2017. I, of course, am your host, Dave Solo, and I am broadcasting from my favorite place on planet Earth, Universal Orlando Resort, right here in the Radio Broadcast Center, sipping my favorite beverage, Death Wish coffee. Of course, want to again thank the boys from Fueled by Deathcast last month for joining me, and I hope everybody went to deathwishcoffee.com to grab your Death Wish coffee. I wouldn't be able to do this show without it, but you know, this month we're approaching our year mark, and the show has been evolving, and again, super excited to be here at Universal Orlando Resort. And my co-host this month, you know, sometimes you got to look to your friends, you got to look to your family, you got to look to the people that have been around you since the very, very beginning, and this guy, he wrote and produced and recorded our theme song. I mention him every single show. He's usually in the studio with me. But talk about an accomplished guy. From everything from the theme song, he's a musician, a fantastic musician. He participates in horror events all around the globe. And he calls Universal Orlando Resort and the Radio Broadcast Center his home. And he's from New England. It's my friend Jason Mercurio. Jason, how's it going, man?
Excellent, brother.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, love it. It's wicked.
Yeah, it's about time. Like we did this.
Yeah.
You big podcast guy. How many podcasts have you guested on at this point?
Or a few every now and then, but a lot of times, you know, I have people from Horror Nights and other things going on. So I usually just listen. But obviously, yours is my favorite, man. I love it.
There you go. That's why he's on. So where are you from originally? Tell the folks.
I grew up in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island. Gotta love Cranston. Gotta love Rhode Island. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. You're involved with so many cool things, and I want to touch on it too. And you brought a friend too. We have from we're gonna talk about the EYEBOT app in detail, but Bill McCoy is gonna be with us here today as well. Say hi, Bill.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So Bill's in the wings too, and we're gonna talk about some pretty cool stuff. August, it's a good month. Summer's coming to a close. There's a lot of pop culture stuff and things happening. So I think we should just dive right in. What do you think?
I love it.
All right, so here we go. Let's start the countdown for August 2017.
Number 10.
We are approaching the fall, and that means horror is in the air. Super excited. We're going to talk about HHN in a little bit, but these two gentlemen are here for a few reasons. Again, Jason is my friend, my good friend for a long time. Just met Bill today, but these guys, they have this app. They're working on an app. It's out. It will blow your mind. It's called the EYEBOT app. I experienced it for the first time here a few months ago. And the screenshots still keep me up at night sometimes. But if you guys, I'm going to hand it over to you to tell everybody what this app is all about.
Who wants it? You want it?
Well, the best thing is we're working at an event, so Bill gave me the best line. He goes, "Hey, you want to see something cool?"
Right.
That's kind of.
It's always the opener.
Yeah.
So I was working on a haunt in Germany, and they did this virtual reality house. And the regular houses were getting about 6,000 people through a night, and the virtual reality house was getting about 600 because of the capacity issues using the virtual reality glasses.
Sure.
And the whole thing. So literally, I'm standing behind the house in the shadows, watching everything, and it just hit me, dude. Why don't they just use their phones?
Yeah.
Like it's in your pocket.
Everybody has one.
So I started asking questions to the text there, and they were more than happy to give me all the information I needed. I've never made an app. Other than my Xbox, I'm terrible with computers.
Okay.
Jeff Loffers is the guy who actually coded the app. He does like an online comic. What is it? It's don'thitsend.com is his online comic, and it's all this geeky tech stuff that I really don't get the jokes.
Fair enough.
He was an actor at Skull Kingdom here in Orlando back in the day.
Oh, very cool.
Called him up, said, "Hey man, I got this idea for an app. Is this possible?" And he said, "Give me a couple of weeks and let me see what I can do." And before I knew it, I had this kick-ass app that makes monsters jump out at you through your phone. So it's augmented reality. It's not virtual reality, which is great because you actually get to experience the haunt around you, and now you're just enhancing the experience. And it's kind of developed not necessarily for giant haunts. It's more for, hey, dude, check out my haunted house in my backyard.
Right.
Like you can haunt anywhere at any time with this. It's not really. It's super versatile.
Right.
So many different things you can do with it. The trigger images can be put on T-shirts, mugs,
absolutely,
paper,
which is always a good thing,
right?
Yeah.
And then it also has these Bluetooth recognition, so you don't even need an image to trigger it. So it can just be very. I hate to use this analogy because it's kind of dumb, but everybody knows it. Very Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things in this world.
Really?
I travel every week of my life, so I'm always playing Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, when we got about halfway done with the app and actually had it ready for release, Pokemon Go came out, and it terrified me because when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh man, I thought I had this idea first."
Sure.
And then I played it, and I was like, "Oh, thank God."
yeah, that's not what it is.
It is nowhere near
right
as cool as what we're doing.
But in essence, your app, you know, I've seen it with actual icons. You have to point it at the icon. You take your mobile device, you point it at the icon, or you're saying sometimes you don't even have to. And then something completely spooky or freaky, from demented clowns to poltergeist type things, they just pop out of nowhere, and you're looking at them as if they were right in front of you.
Right. So the idea is, like, if you had a maze or something, you would hang these pictures up throughout the maze and send people through with their phones as a ghost hunting device.
Sure.
And then we were like, what happens if you want a dark room and you don't want to see the image? So then Jeff was like, well, we can use these cool Bluetooth beacons that they're actually the beacons that you use to find your keys.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you lose your keys, you use your phone to find your keys.
Sure, yeah.
So we repurposed them. That's what
that's the industry term.
Yeah.
They've been repurposed.
They've been repurposed,
Right.
And we show you how to do that on our website. You buy these. We don't sell anything to people other than this $1.99 app.
Yeah.
So you go to our website, EYEBOT.com.
EYE.
EYE. Yes,
app.
thank you.
.com, yeah.
Thank you. That's normally a big mistake.
Yeah.
Most people make. They want to put
that iRobot with Will Smith just ruined it for everybody.
Right. So you go on the website, you download these images, you print them up on anything you want to. Dude, make yourself some T-shirts and sell them.
Yeah.
Like, we don't make your money.
Right. We can put a Pop 10 logo on that. I get a cut, and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
Sell all the T-shirts you want.
Right.
Use any of the images that you want to connect to it. Just download our stupid $1.99 app.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to go ahead and put the link on the website, too, on the pop10.com. We'll put the link up there and check it out. But I think the possibilities are endless for this. You know, and it, like you said, it would just be cool to print one, put them in the house, and say, hey, Grandma, check this out real quick. Bang. And scare the shit out of Grandma. That's what I think. But, yeah, Jason, I mean, you're really enthusiastic about this stuff. The head with the spider legs, like, oh, you showed me that at first. Like, you're really enthusiastic about this app.
Well, the great thing about it is the business cards we have, it's the actual skull
so cool.
with the little moon, which I absolutely love it. And Bill and I just did a convention with Spooky Empire.
Yeah.
And the great thing is it actually will produce a whole bunch of different images, which is really fun. So it's great for demo purposes, and you're actually able to see more than one. And the little head spider, pops out, the clown.
Yeah.
The fun thing about it is we're adding new pictures constantly. We're adding new characters. I'm adding audio to all of the different characters.
Right.
Jeff and Bill are creating updates all the time to make it more stable. It's on Android. It's on iPhone, which is really fun. So you can kind of use it wherever. And one of the fun places we've seen it work the best is in queue lines.
Yeah.
When you're in a queue line, what are you doing? You're just hanging around with a bunch of other people. People are on Twitter, blah, 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 messing around. But what you can do is, if you have these symbols with you, you're able to, put something on someone's shoulder, or to, be able to interact with it on someone's face or anywhere.
Right.
And then if haunts take advantage of this, they can put these images wherever they want. So when people are in line, they're going to be getting an image of a monster with people in the line.
Yeah.
It's gonna look way cooler than, oh, look at me, I'm in line, waiting for Ash versus Evil Dead, or I'm in line waiting for Ash, Evil Dead with a head spider or a demon on me.
Post on your social media, get everybody talking, get everybody excited.
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff on Instagram. We're posting pictures of stuff we did green screen wise, stuff we're doing with the app, and we're just trying to really take it everywhere. And we're trying to reach out to a bunch of different haunts and seeing if we want to work together. And Our Instagram is just EYEBOT app, EYE.
EYE, yeah.
And I've been trying to run that as much as I can, and just trying to keep in contact with people and see what we could do. And if there's a company out there who wants an AR image, just let us know. And as everyone knows, with the new with the new iPhone update, AR is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big part of everyone's lives coming up. So why not add some horror to it?
Yeah. And I see, and I'm not working on the app in any way whatsoever, so I can say this. I see the possibilities are endless for this. Obviously, my other life with Walking Dead stuff, I see that could be huge.
Oh yeah, well, what we really would love is any type of like IPs or anything like that to get involved with this. I mean, we're literally 3-4 guys.
Yeah, well,
and a computer. We're not like a huge business, but we would love to grow this into something bigger.
And Bill was also talking about doing some kid stuff too, which is really fun.
Scared the shit out of the kids.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's versatile. It's pretty much the horror platform is what we know, and that's what we're starting off with now.
It's a great way to start.
And then from there, it's pretty much endless. We talk to Death Wish and be like, hey, why don't we have your skull come out of the cup?
Absolutely.
We could AR their logo and stuff.
We're going
to
do that just for the fun of it.
Right. Well, yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
Death Wish they're amazing.
And their logo's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. Immediately when I thought of the zombie tours they give in Georgia, in Sonoya, if you give, they give walking zombie tours of the set locations from The Walking Dead. So you could easily pull out your phone and then boom, Well Walker pops up or RV Walker. So I won't give any more free ideas on the air. I'm going to put those in my back pocket so I can make a little money too. That app is now $2.99 with $1 cut going to Dave Solo. But we'll put the links on the website. We'll put it on the social media. Everybody, it's EYEBOT app, EYEBOT. App.com.
Yep, EYEBOTAPP.com.
Okay, Android Marketplace, iTunes Store.
Right, just look up EYEBOT on your app store.
Yeah, and you can see it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, so everybody download it, use it, take those screenshots, send them in, and I will put the 5 coolest ones on the website as well. So send it in right now, EYEBOTapp.com.
Number 9.
March 11th will be here before you know it. And ladies and gentlemen, in music, we're talking 3/11 and 3/11 Day. 3/11 Day 2018 was just announced. It's a 2-day event that begins March 11th and will take place in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. So March 11th, a.k.a. 3/11 Day, it's a holiday to 3/11 fans everywhere. And every other year since 2000, 3/11 plays an arena show on March 11th that attracts their biggest fans from around the world who come together to celebrate the band, their music, some other things in the 3/11 community. Special show includes an extended set list and state-of-the-art production. I want to go.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
I saw them in Providence. It was Shooty's Groove, No Doubt, and then 3/11.
That's dope.
I mean, this was like when No Doubt was opening up for him back in the day.
Yeah.
And when that album came out, I think it was 96 or 97, I listened to that album nonstop.
Showing your age.
Music, homebrew. Right. I just turned 40 yesterday. It's all good.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But, man, I love 311. The stuff that they put out, the sound, the quality, and apparently I know people who know them well, and they are the nicest, coolest guys. I mean, their music just keeps traveling. They just keep, hitting between like funk and rock. I mean, they really have their own type of music. And, I mean, speaking from a musician's standpoint, I mean, they're on point with everything that they do. I mean, you put on Homebrew, that album just is awesome. And it's just fun, man. To me, it's like really fun beach music.
Yeah.
I love going to the beach, listen to it, puts you in a good mood.
Positive
you feel
energy.
happy.
Yeah, positive energy.
And
music.
they're real positive.
Yeah.
Like, the music's real positive. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of my favorite bands. One of my favorite shows I ever saw, get ready for this, is my favorite band, The Expendables, 311, and Ziggy Marley, all on the same show. Yeah, in North Carolina, and it wow, what a show! I've seen them a few times, and 311, they're absolutely phenomenal. They put on a great show no matter no matter what. They do this really cool like drumline bit, and it's one of the coolest things that you'll see. And like you said, what a positive band. And there's a lot of states now where certain things are legal as well. So it just makes you feel good listening to the music, having a good time.
Even better.
And 311 Day is just a huge celebration. And you know what? Why the hell not? Yeah. There are so many. Grateful Dead has had that huge following for seems like forever.
Yep.
There are all kinds of music festivals that happen. So why can't a band that you can break down their name into a date. Why can't they have their own events? So I'm all in. The 311 cruise put on by Sixth Man. Sixth Man is amazing. They also host the Walker Soccer Cruise. People need to go check that out. But 311 Day Vegas, I'm going to do my damnedest to make it.
Yeah. I mean,
really
it's
am.
March 11th, too. I think around here it's pretty quiet. So
You're like, let's just put in for that vacation.
Jason, we should start a band that has a date as the name, so we can have our own day.
I can do 611.
right. I would, why not, right?
That would be fun.
There's plenty of days we can choose from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
311, if you haven't
Just try not to
heard-
choose 9/11.
Wow, okay, fair enough. We're turning over a new leaf here on the Pop 10.
It got cold in here.
A little bit. Hey, Diego's outside, and Dora. What's going on, guys? 311's brand new album, Mosaic, has been out for a few months now. If you haven't listened to it, I highly urge you to. The first track, Too Much to Think, is one of my favorite 311 songs, actually. But just a band that you haven't heard bad stuff about. They've been around
No
for
bad
such
press.
a long time. They give their fans so much.
They do.
And 311 Day, I think, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So
And you can go back in any of their catalog, pretty much any album, and it's just great stuff.
yeah, and one criticism they get, because I'd like to show both sides of the coin here in the Pop 10, is that everything sounds the same. That's one of the biggest criticisms that they get.
What's probably, the guitarist is pretty awesome, but he plays a lot of the same.
As a style.
Peanut has his style.
Yeah.
I mean, which is phenomenal. It's amazing. But they kind of have their thing, but they stuck to it. And I think a lot more people, obviously, really gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have bands, like Dave Matthews, which
AC/DC.
AC/DC, yeah, exactly.
Good point.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean seems to be the formula for longevity is to just stick to what works and
Yeah, stick to what you
Well,
know.
then why don't people criticize the other bands like the AC/DCs of the world? Then?
I just did.
They
Oh, you criticize them? Okay.
Well, the thing is,
no.
the awfulness and the ugliness, the real horror in this world is the music industry. And
Fair enough.
When you're at their mercy, you don't have. It depends what kind of contract you sign, and you may not have that freedom to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who like Ben Harper, who's just by himself on his own and attracts tons and tons and tons of people, dedicated, loyal followers.
Right.
And he sings beautiful music that I absolutely love. It can rock, but it can be soulful. It can be funky.
Right.
But when you're at the mercy of a record label, it's really difficult, and you have to kind of do what they say. And you got to remember, it's a marriage of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you guys
Good
all
point.
have to be on the same ship, the same boat together, all thinking
Right.
the same thing. And it's I've seen it. My buddies in Noun Point too. When their first guitarist took off, it was a struggle with: do we stick with the way Andy was playing guitar? How do we add these new guys in? How do we do this? I mean, now they found their way, and it's Rashid and those guys are the best.
Right.
But it's tough, man. It's family.
Imagine, if you will, the three of us ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
We could pretty much decide on something within 15 minutes, tops.
Right.
Now get 50 people in here
Yeah.
to order a pizza. We're going to starve to death.
And then
Yeah.
their wives, and then girlfriends, and kids,
right. And that's
and
a good
friends, and then people hang around. We know.
point. Yeah. Boy, do we know. Yeah. So, no, it's a really good point. And as a musician yourself, definitely welcoming the insight on that as well. So 311 Day, please, Las Vegas, check it out. I'm sure, I don't think you can grab anything yet, but you can pre-order, you can get ready.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully I'll see you there on 311 Day in Las Vegas.
Number 8.
So a new category for us here on the Pop 10 is something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is collectibles. And you big collectibles guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see in my office. I love Bill was just looking at my stuff, and he's like, you have so much stuff in here.
Yeah.
I collect guitars, pops now, because
Right.
mostly from seeing all the stuff that you have. And now I
Right.
just got into comics.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just starting to collect comics.
Just now?
Yes.
Oh.
Walking
just
Dead,
now.
hopefully.
Oh, we have the whole series over there. So
Mm.
I've already started reading like the first season. I love it. It's so much fun.
Last time I was here, you grabbed something over there. It was something brand new. It was DC, I think.
Oh, it was the metal series from Scott Snyder.
That's the one, yeah. It's
The
like,
Forge.
collecting is super fun, and I'll help feed somebody's addiction any day of the week, twice on Sunday. But one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is Funko Pops, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Pop 10. We do the top 10 pops of the month, sponsored by Plastic Empire every single month. And I go crazy over them. And we're horror guys, obviously. All horror guys. We love horror. And there's new horror series that just came out. We're talking pops this week dropping from The Shining, which is amazing. We have Ash versus Evil Dead pops. They've been around for a little while. Norman Bates just came out as well. Carrie from the film Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. And some more Bride of Chucky. So Tiffany's out. She has a Chase, which is the rare pop. And, of course, Pennywise. And the big thing here, and new Pennywise.
Oh, yeah.
Old Pennywise has been out for a while, but new Pennywise is out. He came out at first just Pennywise holding the boat, and there was a Chase, which, again, is a variant. It's rare.
Right.
1 in 6, 1 in 36. This Chase was only 1 in 6, but he was like sepia tone. Nothing crazy, variant-wise, sepia tone, but they ran into a licensing issue. And he has now since been discontinued. So you go from a Chase that's not easy to find, but retails for $10, $12, and is now going on eBay for over $200.
It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah, I have one.
Oh,
Courtesy of
wow.
PlasticEmpire.com. Yeah,
Really?
I
Nice.
pre-ordered mine, but yeah, I have them. And what's too much to pay for something like that?
It's what it's worth to you. That's what I was always told.
Okay.
It's what it's worth to you because, for some people it's not worth, more than $12. Other people, they're like, no, I have to have that,
Yeah.
It's limited edition stuff. I love limited edition stuff. I'm a sucker for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Just because it's unique, and there's only a few of them. So I love that.
You know what? I've fallen for the trap of this is new. It's limited edition. Like, get your hands on it, and then 2 months later, you're still seeing it.
There's 100 more out.
Yeah,
Everybody's got one.
The thing that popped last month on the countdown, on the pop countdown on our video on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/thepop10. If you're not subscribed yet, we saw the Build-A-Bear Hot Topic joint effort little punk bear, furry and cute or something. I don't know. But I was pressured into getting that thing, and like, 'cause it was like, it's limited edition, get it now, and then there it goes. Yeah. So I'm, Pennywise, it's a good thing, it's a good find, but how much is too much? A piece of plastic.
An object is only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. So.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Well,
And
I look at my guitars are the same way.
Okay.
I mean, it's a piece of wood with electronics in it.
Fair
That's all
enough.
it is. Ones from the 50s are worth, 200, 300, close to $1 million.
That's wild.
It's a piece of wood with
Yeah.
metal. That's it.
Right. What is there a guitar? If I said tomorrow you could have any guitar you want, what would you get?
Well, Kirk Hammett's Greenie, the one that he got from Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, the one that he's playing on tour right now.
Okay.
It's one of the most, as a guitarist, it's one of the most recognized guitarists on the planet. But playability-wise,
Yeah.
the guitars that I love, Zamatis. The best on the entire planet that I've ever played.
Wow.
I'm 100% dedicated to them. I love their guitars.
Huh. Interesting.
Zamatis. They have a metal front. Very
Right.
cool looking.
Yeah, and everybody has their thing, right? There are car guys who will pay umpteen amount of dollars for a certain car. Me, I drive a Corolla, so I'm perfectly fine with that. And I'll pay $200 for a pop. So, yeah, it go figures. But I mean, the horror pops are fantastic, and just announced now too. We have Home Alone pops are on the way as well.
I saw that.
What were they? The Wet Bandits.
Yeah, I saw those guys.
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit that will not be on my shopping list.
No, not
for this Christmas.
the dual pack Wet Bandits. Yeah, I'm just a big fan. And when is it too much? How much is too much? Pennywise I think is just the tip of the iceberg. These horror pops, they're pretty awesome.
$200. I don't think that's too much.
No, I mean it's something you're going to kind of keep forever, so it's a collectible. And if you have a room for it and your family is cool with that, because that's always usually one of the hard
Well,
parts.
usually.
it's an investment. In 20 years, it might be worth $2,000.
Yeah, you never know. I'm excited about the new It movie. I'm excited that we're entering Halloween season.
Yes.
And the cool thing about pops is like you said, they're collectible. They're super cool. And I hope Pennywise just keeps increasing in value. Not that I'd sell it unless I really needed the money, but it's super cool. But legal reasons, it's a big thing that legal reasons stop, productions on these things. And I can think of Conor McGregor, who he's got his work cut out for him on this coming Sunday with Floyd Mayweather.
Oh
But
yeah.
Conor McGregor, I think of him. They had a pop that came out at first for him where he had his sponsors on the tights on his shorts there. And Reebok was one of them. Reebok pulled it, and now it's worth 5 times as much.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's all what, like you guys said, it's all what you're willing to pay for it, right?
he's like the Gene Simmons of UFC fighters.
The Gene Simmons of UFC, Conor McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
And incidentally, who do you think's taking that?
I hope Mayweather just to shut that dude up.
Okay.
I hope so.
Billy, any predictions?
He's out of his league, man. It's a different game than he's used to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
He's a
right.
great fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more of a Nate Diaz fan, but
Okay.
It's you're putting a Street Fighter in a game with more rules than he's used to.
All right.
oh, yeah.
I'm going to be different and say Conor McGregor.
Cool.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Pennywise chase. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch Conor McGregor take it in UFC. That's the collectibles for August.
Number 7.
This month in TV, we're taking you to Westeros. We're talking Game of Thrones. Here we go. We're almost wrapped up with the show. This is the first half of the last season, or the second to last season, whatever. It's only 7 episodes when normally episodes are longer. And there's been a lot of talk about this last episode, especially since one of the companies I work for, FanFest, my buddy Nick Floyd, who is the director of all creative content, is really going out on a limb and defending the episode and defending the show, because there seem to be a lot of quote unquote haters right now. So neither one of you really caught up on the show.
No, I mean, actually, it was a couple nights ago. My wife has watched all the seasons, and I just started. And I had no idea. Like, I thought it was just, guys running around fighting, whatever. Then all of a sudden, there's these crazy zombie White Walkers. I was like, what? This is amazing. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So, of course, I binge-watched and just got to the last episode where her 3 little dragons are born.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa, I love that dude. I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he died.
That's the running theme in Game of Thrones, yeah. It's like, this character's awesome, and they're dead.
That's what I heard. So I was kind of looking at that like, all right, who's going to die next? So.
Yeah. A lot of controversy, improbabilities is the theme of the controversy. It's how can this dragon fly from here to here in this short amount of time? How can a raven fly that fast? How can somebody get back to the wall in this amount of time? The White Walkers, as you mentioned, they're really picking up the pace. The war is about to go down, and there was a lot of controversy over this episode. And I'm not, I watched it in a room full of people after Walker Stalker Con Boston, and my immediate reaction was, I think that people go crazy over the show because they think they're supposed to go crazy over the show. Yeah. It's good. It's sci-fi. It's medieval stuff. It's good, but it doesn't make me go insane like other people.
No, I mean, I watched the first season. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't, dying to get back home to watch, the next episodes, which
Right.
I like. I'm kind of happy about that. More casual watcher. I thought it was good. It was a cool show. Very interesting.
There's a lot of purity in the first season too.
Yeah.
There's so many storylines. There's 13 interweaving storylines. I don't know if there's 13 exactly, but there's a lot. And you it's so long in between seasons that you forget who's who. Like, that's not good for a show.
It's tough. I mean, the characters are always changing. Peter Dinklage, I think, is just phenomenal.
Yeah,
that dude is amazing.
But everybody else, got to pull some more weight. But I like it, but I don't love it. And I wanted to talk about shows that you loved, that you feel like you loved that nobody else loved. Is there any show that you were like that was gone too soon, or anything that you loved that nobody else loved?
Oh wow. I don't know.
I can tell you, for me, it was Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles. I love that show. It was gone way too soon.
Well written.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly well written.
Yeah, and incidentally, Lena Headey, I don't know, I don't do research, I'm not a good journalist, but who is in Game of Thrones, who plays Cersei, was in that show as well.
Oh, what was the show? It was on HBO. It was amazing. And it only had 2 seasons. It was a bit horror, set in the Depression area. Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
That one, it ended. Of course, it ended, but...
2 seasons of
just
something.
Like,
yeah.
What?
I thought you were going to say Flight of the Conchords, and I'm like, you were absolutely correct. So that was over way too soon.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
For me, I'll show a little bit of my geek side. It's actually a cartoon called Gargoyles.
Oh, I love Gargoyles. Disney's Gargoyles, yeah.
Right? But there was never really an ending to it.
Right.
That was also a very well-written show, far beyond its audience, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty dark for a Disney cartoon.
And it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
Well, maybe they'll reboot it, because DuckTales just came back.
Saw that.
And a new animation style, so maybe they'll reboot it. And Game of Thrones is one of those ones where it's a hot button, where people get really upset and they get really into. It's one of those, a show has made it when you're looking on the Facebooks on that night, and then it's just like, this person's watching this person's watching,
people.
this person's watching, yeah, and then people get angry about it after. With Game of Thrones, I think it's look, I get that it's fiction, so I get that improbabilities happen. At the end of the day, how are there White Walkers on the planet? How are there dragons?
Suspension of disbelief.
Absolutely. But then those lines, I think, can become a little blurry. When you're even in this universe, that's a little far-fetched. But, who am I to say We have one more episode for this season or this half, and then they're going to wrap it up. And I really hope something big happens.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It seems like that.
You know, people are just going crazy over it. So everybody, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones at all, ever, you don't know what it is.
Like me.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know of it at least.
I do know
Yeah.
of it. But yeah, people get angry when they find out I've never seen an episode. They actually get angry at me.
Exactly. See, that's my
They're like,
point.
what? You've never seen it? I'm like,
What do you do? How come you've never watched Game of Thrones? You're like, well, wait a minute. It's
Well,
just
I don't
not-
have HBO, and I just don't care.
Yeah, it's not what I choose
I'd
to
rather
do.
watch Lord of the Rings, to be honest with you.
Ah, fair enough.
I bought the whole 6-bundle series on iTunes, and I'm the happiest person. I love it.
Right. Or Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes.
there you go.
Is on, and it's funny, too, because we just wrapped up Walker Stalker Con Boston, where we featured Bruce Campbell. And even on stage, he says, hey, here's everybody, this is what you do. You sign up for the 30-day free trial of Stars, you binge it, and then you cancel it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Fair enough, Bruce. Fair enough. But my bigger point here is I hope at the end of Game of Thrones that we really cater to the story, cater to the essence of the characters, and not cater to those people that are upset about zombified dragons. But that's just me. So everybody, let us know what you think of Game of Thrones, and please, don't take it too seriously. Just let us know and be nice about it.
Number 6.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has landed on Blu-ray. See what I did there? So again, a killer summer movie bringing in more than $859 million worldwide. You rarely find a sequel that's as good or better than the original, and now it's available on Blu-ray, 4K, digital, everywhere. And this is one that I'm beginning to go to the side where I think it's better than the original.
Well, you had more character development. I mean, especially with Groot being,
Yeah, baby Groot.
with developing and showing his attitude, and he seemed like an old guy back then. He's just chilling. Now he's this young little Groot growing into a teenager and showing attitude and not making the best decisions sometimes. And that little button scene is the
Oh yeah. I watched it today on the plane over.
I love it. I love the way everything was. And one thing I always noticed too is character development and that whistle.
From Rooker.
What a
As
cool
Yondu.
idea.
Yeah.
It was just so unique when I saw that. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, Michael Rooker absolutely killed it as Yondu. Stole the show. I think it's Oscar worthy personally, and James Gunn has said the same thing. And it's for me. And I said this today, and I couldn't believe when it left my mouth that it could be my favorite Marvel movie that's come out. And there's been I love the Iron Mans. First Captain America is great, but this one, it's a great mix of fun and cool action. And like you said, Yondu he kills it. Kurt Russell is just it's Kurt Russell, man.
Evil, man.
Yeah, but it's great to see Kurt Russell again. David Hasselhoff has a cameo.
That was a strange little.
Yeah, so I mean, this movie has, especially if you're in our age group and you know what a Walkman actually is.
Oh yeah,
you can appreciate this film, and the music really puts a cherry on top. So much that I think it's influenced Thor Ragnarok and the style that they're trying to put out there for Thor.
Was there a reference to the old movie Starman? Is that? Do you remember the movie Starman?
I know of it. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know if there was a reference in this film, but
it seemed like.
I'm sure there was.
Go back and watch Starman, and then you'll
and check it out. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with this that really makes it that where you love it so much, it's the nostalgia with the music.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening in those scenes where stuff's exploding, it's not orchestral and beautiful. You got like David Bowie in the background or just something fun. Like The Fix or who's ever playing. And that soundtrack, the music really sets the big mood for that. It was genius.
Yeah.
With that Walkman and just everyone loves that music.
Yeah.
And I think it's the other actor in the movie.
Yeah. And I mean, it gave us.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
And it gave us the famous quote of "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." Yeah. And so many cosplays have come out of that. People making custom pops, and just absolutely phenomenal. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it's out now. We're going to play a little something from the movie. So sit back and enjoy this little clip from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, man. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, at that time, I was a Federal Express man.
What the hell you doing, boy?
I can tell by how you talked about him. This ego's bad news. We're here to save Quill.
For what? Huh? For honor? For love?
No, I don't care about those things. I I want to save Quill so I can prove I'm better than him. I can lord this over him forever. What are you laughing at me for?
You can fool yourself and everyone else, but you can't fool me. I know who you are.
You don't know anything about me, loser.
I know everything about you. I know you play like you're the meanest and the hardest, but actually you're the most scared of all.
Shut up.
I know you steal batteries you don't need, and you push away anyone who's willing to put up with you, because just a little bit of love reminds you how big and empty that hole inside you actually is.
I said shut up.
I know them scientists what made you never gave a rat's ass about you.
I'm serious, dude.
Just like my own damn parents who sold me, their own little baby, into slavery. I know who you are, boy, because you're me.
What kind of a pair are we?
The kind that's about to go fight a planet, I reckon.
All right. Okay, good. Wait. Fight a what?
Number 5.
Halloween Horror Nights 27 is right around the corner. We are weeks away from Halloween Horror Nights 27. I couldn't be more excited. It's my favorite event of the year. Yours too, right, Jason?
Yes, sir.
And right here at Universal Orlando Resort. If you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure you grab them. Book your vacation. Get down here. This is going to be my 12th year in a row, I believe, or 13th year. I got to go back and check. But boy, have we had some major announcements. On this show, we've already talked about The Shining. We've talked about American Horror Story. Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I had the pleasure of walking through with Patrick Breland and Charles Gray the other day or the other week. I don't know what state I'm in. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. But I walked through those as well. Met Bruce Campbell this past weekend, and he's excited about it. And recently announced Saw.
Oh, yeah.
So the games of Jigsaw, we're going to see. Oh, man, I love the old Saw house. Can't wait for this one. We have some scare zones now. Trick or Treat, The Purge. Trick or Treat's huge, man. Everybody loves Sam.
You know, the best thing is the scare zone's already set up.
Oh, yeah.
You can walk through it right now.
The spaceship in San Francisco. That
it's 28 feet high.
That is amazing.
Can we go out there after the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
It's
raining, but it's worth it, right? Bill and Ted is their last year, which is crazy.
Final adventure.
And Academy of Villains is returning, and I'm super psyched about that.
Those guys are amazing. We just had a meeting this morning, and they came out and did it was like a minute and a half performance.
Oh, yeah?
They are the most pumped up people I've ever seen in my whole life.
So they're here.
Oh, yeah. They're rehearsing. It is unbelievable. The stage is already set up. Those guys were unbelievable last year. And this year, they're bringing something completely different, completely new. They never stop.
Right.
Like, you never see a character on that stage during the entire show ever stand still doing anything.
Right.
One guy was doing flips on a skateboard.
Yeah.
He was juggling stuff, and a guy was playing drums.
You're like, what's going
They were
on
doing
right
shadow stuff, and they were dancing. Like, everyone has their own part and is one of the coolest shows. I've seen shows in a lot of different countries on a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing levels. These guys are phenomenal. And the music, the sound system here is so phenomenal, and everybody's just like, what is this?
Right.
Pyro. Ugh.
So do you think that this show, I mean, last year, wildly successful, they're back.
Yep.
Is this kind of ushering in a new era of shows? Is that why you think Bill and Ted is taking their leave, or is it just time for Bill and Ted?
I think the big thing with pop culture, I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
where before it was very hidden and very selective and very small, and it was fun to have fun with it. Now it's so by the second.
Yeah.
Oh, I just know what Bruce Campbell just posted, or I know what they just did here. It's just oversaturated now, and I think it really has run its course in that respect. And I think with the amazing team that we have here, I really, really, truly mean it. They can produce way better shows.
Yeah.
Way more, way amazing, just phenomenal shows than Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get stuck in a box for too long of doing the same thing.
27 years might be good.
No, it's 25, I think.
That Bill and Ted's been
Bill
around.
and Ted,
Okay.
yeah.
That's why I have you here. Yeah. But 25 years is a good run.
25 years is a very good run, and it's time to
For Bill and Ted, I mean, two
time
characters.
to shoot the horse.
It was just a funny spin-off movie, and these guys created this amazing story. And it was one of the highlights of Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah. Besides seeing all the houses and the scare zones, was going to see who are they going to make fun of this year? What are they going to do?
Right.
The Magneto thing was probably one of my favorite scenes.
Right,
I was like,
yeah.
The green screen guy. And
anything involving the Kardashians, I was a fan of. But like
trying not to say their name.
well, I can say it. To your point though, it's social media now these days and everything. It's up to the second, so it's outdated by the time it's written, rehearsed and performed. So
I mean, and they have amazing people there. The singers, the dancers are the way they perform is phenomenal. But I just think I think it would be fun to see it in a different direction.
Yeah. Well, great. I can't wait to see what happens next year. Right. Yeah. What are you most excited about that's been announced so far this year?
Probably American Horror Story, because I love that brand. I love everything that they do.
Yeah.
I love they rebirth each character all the time, playing new stuff. I think they're phenomenal. That and obviously Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That's definitely the one.
Because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's Bruce Campbell.
And I can tell I've seen it. I've walked through it, and it will not disappoint for 1 second.
I'm actually I'm doing an event in Germany during the whole October season.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back.
Just to hit this up, huh?
It's going to be 60 hours of travel
right.
to see this, turn around, and go right back.
We've worked
to
it
this.
out. We have our meetings every Friday morning, and after it, I was talking to Sebastian, who's leading the project out there, and he's like, "Can we do this?" I was like, "Let's try it."
Yeah.
It's going to be hell on my body, but that much flying.
But the thing that you're going to benefit from is the original houses that they created here.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely
Are
phenomenal.
so amazing.
I've seen two of them. And they're mind blowing.
They haven't released any of the names or anything.
No. There's one out of they're both phenomenal. There's one out of the two that it could potentially be my favorite original idea that I've ever seen.
I think that's the one maybe Patrick was talking about.
Yeah. Oh boy. And any way I can get involved, I will. So I'm looking forward to Trick or Treats. Having Sam in a scare zone is amazing.
That's cool.
And like you said, Ash versus Evil Dead. I'm excited to see what else happens. Just announced, I believe it was yesterday, that Eli Roth directed the commercial. So
you have to see.
I just saw it.
Did you see the director's cut?
I believe so. I believe that's what.
Yeah,
we just saw it in the Blue Man Group Theater.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
I loved it. I loved it.
So much talent being pumped into the event this year, like every year. And again, if you haven't seen it, make sure you do your research. Go to HalloweenHorrorNights.com. Click on Orlando. Check it out. You have to do it. Go to UniversalOrlando.com. Book your vacation. Get down here for Halloween Horror Nights. You're not going to want to miss it.
Cool thing about it, tons of offers on Diet Coke and Sprite. And the offers are like almost everywhere, which is a great thing. I think we have like 700 locations of Burger Kings where you can save money.
Right.
We're really just trying to hook up Florida residents.
Yeah.
They're doing the frequent fear passes.
Right.
It's if you really want to be here and you want to see it, obviously more than once because it's amazing. Just
you
come.
have to. Yeah, if you're a Florida resident and you're not here, then we're going to go send some of these characters out there to get you.
Number 4.
The World Wide Web is our best friend here at the Pop 10. And the World Wide Web is all abuzz with what appears to be a brand new interactive experience from the folks who bring you my favorite convention on the earth, Walker Stalker Con. This past weekend, it appeared that the Walker Stalker Con social medias had been hacked. There was a skull and crossbones logo, a little bit of pink X thrown in the back there. My Twitter was taken over. And for those folks ready to know the truth, visit thedeadtruth.com. Walker Stalker Con appears again to be involved with some group with an interactive gaming experience that will take place at this year's Walker Stalker Con Atlanta, October 27th through 29th.
What?
Yeah, there's not a lot of info out, so this segment's not going to be very long. I don't know much, and even if I did, I'm pretty sure that people would put a burlap sack around my head and take me somewhere.
Curiosity is reeling.
Oh, it's, thedeadtruth.com is where you go to find out. If you go to that website, there is a place to sign up for more information.
So is it just like email? Is there video? Are there pictures?
There was some video clips on the Twitters. Again, my Twitter was taken over this past weekend at Walker Stalker Con Boston. There's little video clips as of now. And on the website is very, very basic. It almost looks like a late 90s kind of website. It's very basic and it anything called The Dead Truth, it's got to make you scratch your head a little bit.
Did they have they sent out emails or anything like that yet?
You can sign up. Nothing official has gone out yet. Okay. But what I can tell you is that Walker Stalker Con in Atlanta, it's our Super Bowl. It's our biggest show. There's over 70 actors. Wow. And it's a 3-day convention, but there's 5 days worth of events this year.
Oh, nice.
So everything from a Walking Dead viewing party to the Sonoya zombie location tours that I mentioned,
Right.
to the Walking Dead premiere, and then subsequent episode with live podcast, Walker Stalkers podcast that I co-host with James Frazier. So somewhere in that week, people are going to find out the dead truth. So that's all we're going to say. Go to thedeadtruth.com right now for more details. And if you get some info, drop me a line and let me know, because I sure would love to know who took over my Twitter.
Number 3.
The Defenders have landed on Netflix. We're talking Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist have joined forces to become Marvel's latest superhero mashup. Now, technically, Daredevil and Luke Cage are the only two from this mashup who shared pages of a comic book together in the 70s, but they're all together now on the screen. So this mashup is based solely on cashing in on the success of these shows, or is it trying to pay tribute to all these characters? What do you guys think of the Defenders hitting Netflix?
I mean, I think it's great. It's opening up the universe and just doing those collaborations, and that kind of seems like a big trend.
Yeah.
But I think people like it. People like me really like it too. You get to just see different things, and I mean, the way comic books are written anyway. I mean,
it's not that much of a stretch.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's out there, man. I mean, I love it.
I think they're treading on dangerous territory, fan wise, though.
Okay, why is that?
Because, like you said, there's only 2 characters that have actually been on the pages together.
Right.
So I'm very interested in seeing what the storylines are going to be and how are they going to mesh these characters together without stepping on the fandom, the things that we know about these characters.
And just like with Game of Thrones, there are people, with the Marvel fanatics that will get super angry about it. And personally, I loved Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
Daredevil was season 2 with Bernthal as a Punisher, which the preview, the trailer just came out and it looks unbelievable. Daredevil was fantastic. Big Jessica Jones fan. The Luke Cage and Iron Fist didn't really do it for me that much. So, and it's kind of, I think that's a general consensus.
Yeah.
So for this, it almost feels like, you have your A list and then your B list. And is this something that we need? Do we need to keep pushing these Marvel properties on Netflix, or should we just run with the good ones?
I mean, the first season of Daredevil was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, the scenes were beautiful. I mean, no matter what it was unbelievable. I was hooked. I couldn't wait to get home every day to watch the new episodes.
You have to bang it out, yeah.
I mean, some of those shots were just, from a cinematic point of view, I mean, just beautiful. The choreography was phenomenal. And then, like Luke Cage was, it was cool. It was getting there. Like,
yeah.
I love the strength and why he's there and who he is.
Right.
As being, like that kind of character, but
I enjoyed him on Jessica Jones more than I did him by himself. So it begs the question of do you give everybody their own Netflix show now, and do you?
That's what it seems like's happening.
Yeah,
you're just watering the brand down.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I have a Netflix show?
I mean, I don't see why not at this point. And then we just we could put me, you, and Jason on a show, and then call it something else.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm down with that. Please, Netflix, if you're listening. But I think we don't need to do this to the Marvel brand. And I don't think we need to water it down a little bit. People are saying it's mixed reviews at this point.
Well, I mean, Marvel in general is sort of being pimped out it's insane.
We've seen that with other brands from there, but I mean, it's it's hard. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I want to see, but I don't want to see all of it.
But if you see too much, it takes the soul out of it almost.
I would much have rather had season 3 of Daredevil before the other shows or the Defenders. That's just me.
Give Punisher his own spinoff.
Oh, they are.
Oh,
it's coming out. Yeah, Bernthal's there. The trailer just dropped.
Which, by the way, best casting.
Bernthal,
ever.
yeah, and I feel, and we've talked about this. We talked about the Death Wish guys, because I know Jeff loves Punisher. We had a big conversation about that. It was one of the categories, and I feel like I'm cheating on Thomas Jane a little bit because I love Thomas Jane, and he loves the character so much, but Bernthal feels the same way. So, but what a casting! I mean, he'll always be Shane to me from Walking Dead, but what a casting!
So you don't really have to change the drawings.
You really don't. I mean, if you took, your Bradstreet Punisher, welcome home Frank, and out of the page and put him on the screen as Bernthal.
I've got resin kits that look exactly.
Yeah. They don't have to change anything. They just reissue and go, hey, it's John Bernthal. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. And again, I love John Bernthal. I've interviewed John Bernthal at Walker Stalker Con. He's a great guy, but I think in a lot of there's really no but I think he's a lot like Vince Vaughn. He's the same in everything he does, but it works well for the Punisher. Yeah. That's the point. It worked well for Shane. Yep. Works well for the Punisher. John Bernthal in a rom-com, I don't see it. But romantic comedy, I don't see it. But as a Punisher, I think it's spot on.
That was.
So I would love to hear what everybody thinks of the Defenders. I haven't cracked it open yet myself, and that says something right there.
Yeah.
Because when The Walking Dead's on every Sunday, I'm right there, ready to roll. When Daredevil season 2 came out,
oh yeah.
I mean, I think I pretended I was sick for work, and I just binged it out. And the Defenders, I'm like, yeah. When it happens, it happens.
Thank you for clarifying rom-com for me.
Oh yeah, okay. I said rom-com, and while I'm saying rom-com, Squidward is dancing outside, and we have pets, and I see Diego over there. So it's always an interesting day here in the studio for the Pop 10. But everybody, let us know what you think of the Defenders and what your favorite rom-com is right now on Twitter at The Real Pop 10.
Number 2.
I love video games. We also love video games. Everybody in the house love video games.
Oh yeah,
live video games.
Right. So I wasn't the football star. I didn't I didn't win any awards in National Honor Society. I was too busy trying to beat every game for Nintendo when I was a child. And on this show, we've talked numerous times about the original NES Classic before it came out, once it came out, and expectations. And the expectations were met. The SNES, that Super Nintendo Classic, came out for pre-order, sold out in mere minutes, and suppliers really failed to notify interested customers, so people are really upset. And Nintendo is being blamed once again for not producing enough supply to meet the demand. Is this a good problem to have, or is bad press just overshadowing?
That's the best problem to have.
You don't think? Do you think it's purposeful?
Honestly, being in an industry where you kind of put your ego aside and you go, I really kind of hope this is going to work. And it happens a lot with a lot of people. I mean, the horror event we do, all the stuff we do is like, I hope people show up. I hope the event works. And maybe with them, they were like, let's not get a little ahead of ourselves. What happens if nobody cares? What about if people like, I just want to play, 5D games on my, huge TV.
Right.
This comes out and it exceeds expectations. But people didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I'm not trying to be naive. I just kind of think that they probably didn't expect
with
it
the amount of tech the gaming industry has right now, for something retro to hit so big, I don't think it was purposeful at all.
No, really. I've always believed. I mean, Nintendo Switch was a huge example for me that it was supply and demand. You make people crazy enough about it, and we've seen it with the Wii. We've seen you make people crazy enough about it, it almost becomes about just having it. And I will admit, I was guilty of it with the Switch. I mean, Zelda is my life. Zelda's the best video game series of all time. I'll go on record in saying that. And all that came out for the Switch was Breath of the Wild, and that was the most expensive one video game I ever bought, and I went crazy for it. So, I think it is partially purposeful, but a lot of retailers dropped the ball on notifying people that it was available for pre-order. Yeah, and Star Fox 2 is the big draw here. That Star Fox 2 never before released. Yeah. But, I personally haven't bought into any of these retro systems.
I just look at the way the gaming system has advanced so much, and
why would you? Yeah.
I played those games back then, and they were fun.
Yeah.
I mean, do you still have to blow the cartridge and stuff?
No. This one is just a little deal. You hook it up HDMI. Everything's self-contained.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, but Tecmo Bowl was great for what it was. You play the Bears, throw the Hail Mary pass, and it's great.
Right.
I'll just wait till it comes out on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the way things are moving, and the new Mario Brothers that's, for our phone now, the Mario World or whatever it's called.
Oh, the Jump, yeah.
So much fun. I love it. It's real basic. And
right. And we don't ever pretend to not know what's going on out there in pop culture on this show because we're about pop culture, and there are emulators out there. People have emulators on their phone. Oh, yeah. People have emulators on their MacBook, and they have all these games at their disposal. And some of these people are still buying these little retro systems, and they love them. I mean, I think it would be great. The price point's not bad either, like $60. The price point's not that bad, but still, it's a lot of money for stuff that already exists that you can get at your fingertips.
I know. I wouldn't say that I would not want to play it because like Paperboy and Duck Hunt and some of those games. Those games are wicked fun, and I really love them. And every now and then, it's fun to go back to that kind of nostalgia.
Right.
And I do love that, and I do love the history of things, especially with whatever I'm looking at or reading or going into. And so going back to the history of stuff like that, I think it's kind of fun to get out of the 4D of everything
Sure.
and just break it back down to like when we were kids.
Yeah. My only issue with it, I think, is I find it fun for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, next. But yet Friday the 13th, which is on next gen consoles, I'm addicted. I can't stop.
Yeah.
It's an advanced game of hide and seek, but I cannot stop playing
So
it.
ridiculously cool.
It's an amazing game, and it's still glitchy, and it's still weird, and it's one of those they did it perfectly. You just keep playing and playing and playing, hoping to be Jason, and then when you finally are Jason, and then it just pumps you up to want to do it again. So it's genius. But Nintendo is also genius. These little classic systems, I don't know what's next. N64 would be next in the lineage, but I think that would just be kind of weird.
Yeah.
That big ass controller for the N64 on a little retro system.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bigger than the system.
Right. Go figure. But the thing that's going to happen, same thing with the classic. I guarantee you right before the holidays, there's going to be a nice push of these yet again. And it'll prove my point that it was purposeful to get people excited for the holidays. But please, check your Best Buys, check your GameStops, and you can now sign up for email lists to be notified when they come back in. And let us know what you think. Hashtag SNES Classic.
Number 1.
Everybody knows one of my favorite categories is the viral category, and we have really had some good viral tidbits on this show. Kazoo Kid, one of my favorites.
Yes.
Right, Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that.
It's the best.
The CNN, the guy on the BBC, rather, doing the interview where his kids come busting in.
It's hilarious.
This one is a guy who went viral, not really because of a mistake or something that he didn't intend to go well, like Kazoo Kid. This is, we're talking Puddle's Pity Party, a.k.a. Mike Gear, his real name. Big Mike, they call him, from Atlanta. And we first saw him as a general public on America's Got Talent. Comes out, big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, big 6'7".
Just scary.
Just humongous guy, dressed as a clown, but starts singing, and it's unique.
Party girl, don't get hurt, can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, I push it down. I'm the one for a good time call, phones blowing up, ringing my doorbell. I feel the love, I feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throw them back till I lose count. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, the chandelier. I'm gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly like a bird through the night, feel my tears as they dry. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. He won't talk.
Won't talk.
Won't say anything.
But once he starts singing, he goes. Yeah, Chandelier was the first thing he did on the first time on America's Got Talent, and I listen to it on Spotify right now myself. The Royals cover on you can also listen to. It went viral on YouTube. He has more than 21 million views so far, and a fan base of more than almost 250,000 on Facebook. And you can find him at puddlespityparty.com. But you're familiar with this guy.
Well deserved. I mean, he deserves everything. He just comes out and I'm not a big fan of clowns, even though I've played clowns in the past. But he's frightening. But when he starts singing, you're just in awe.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is phenomenal.
Why do you think the clown? Why do you think the clown gimmick? Like, why is he do? Did he do that just to get the attention to hear his voice, or I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if he was just some big guy singing, it's whatever. Who cares? You're just another guy. So what?
Right.
Also gives him something to hide behind.
Yeah.
It takes the nervousness away if you're. It's not you anymore. You're a character.
Yeah.
So I think it maybe helps him to like really
So what? Yeah.
empower the role of the singer.
Yeah. I mean, he's done really well. I mean, he's back again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
he's doing really, really well. He's played here in Orlando before. And,
Okay.
I haven't been able to see him. My wife loves him now. She totally loves. She's like, "Where did this guy come from?" I was like, "How have you not seen this guy?"
Yeah, and if you listen, like, a challenge is to get with a friend who doesn't know of him, and then put it on. Again, he's on Spotify, he's YouTube. You can hear the covers. Put it on and just say, "What do you think of the voice?" And then show him that it's a clown.
And then show him the video.
Yeah. And again, just a really big guy as a clown.
Well,
And
it's nice that somebody's out there doing something good for the clown image, because there's been so much negative
what are
clown
you
press.
talking about?
A lot of negative clown press lately.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pennywise is going to bring it back to a wholesome place for the clown. I think he looks great. But I mean, this guy again is I think he's doing something different that we haven't seen in a long time, and has a huge following for it.
And it's different too. It's not like the Ed Sheeran type of singing,
Yes.
or just the John Mayer or whatever. It's someone who's just singing way out of the box,
Yeah.
but you love it. Like Richard Cheese. When he comes
I
out with
love
John-
Richard Cheese. Yeah.
The end of Dawn. Was it Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah. Down with the Sickness.
I was the coolest cover ever.
Yeah.
And I've seen him here a couple times, and you need that. You need something,
Right.
And besides being the clown and all that, the way he sings is just phenomenal, and it can work anywhere.
Yeah. But my big question here is where can he go from here? Like, what can you do other than this now?
I mean, because he's not doing originals, he's just doing covers.
Yeah.
It's just whatever works for his genre, and it's that kind of chill. I mean, even like Richard Cheese, he can do a million songs.
You can just keep going.
It never ends.
Right.
I mean, this guy could sing pretty much anything, and it's going to sound really cool.
But do you think it would be a good idea for him to try to go do original stuff?
Maybe if he took off the clown makeup.
Yeah, which again, he has had a big career in Atlanta as Big Mike Gear, but nothing. I mean, and I'm not going to say he wasn't successful. I don't know the guy. I don't know his numbers, but even he has said he's never experienced anything at this level until the world saw Puddle's Pity
When you're
Party.
on America's Got Talent, it's off the charts. I mean, it's even if you just make it and do one thing,
Yeah,
you're still getting viewed by so many people. It's a great platform for a lot of talented people to really just showcase who they are, and for all of us to see people who are that amazing,
Yeah.
in their talents. And
Sometimes a good gimmick is worth, all the talent in the world too.
Hey.
Yeah.
right. If it wasn't for Hulkamania, I don't think Terry Bollea would be where he's at these days.
That's a very good point.
So there you go, Puddle's Pity Party, the Hulk Hogan of popular music. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic show for August. I really appreciate both you joining me, my co-host, my good friend, Mr. Jason Mercurio. Thanks again, man.
thank you, brother.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the Funko Pop, man. That was so cool of you,
Hey,
man.
it's your 40th birthday, bro. You got to celebrate with Funko Pops. You got to celebrate every occasion, but I know you love Metallica. I know you're a fantastic musician, so hooked you up, brother.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It was
So-
awesome.
EYEBOT app. Everybody check it out, EYEBOT app. Everybody check it out. Go grab it right now. And next month is our 1 year, so can't wait to be back in here for episode 12 of the Pop 10.
Yes.
So please go to thepop10.com for more details. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Dave Solo, and we'll see you next time right here on the Pop 10.